Okay guys, this is Tim Brown. I am about to get started here so we can record this preliminary webinar for you guys to get an idea of what we're going to be doing with the online webinar for mobile marketing for SCORE. Just wanted to say before we get started here, I'm very thankful again for this opportunity to be able to partner with you guys on this. Very excited about the opportunity. If I sound a little bit tired, it's because I am. It is currently 11 o'clock p.m. as I'm recording this. But that is the life of an entrepreneur, right? At least that's what I'm told anyway. I wanted to just say before we get started a little bit about the format of the webinar. What you're seeing right now is just a screen recording of the presentation that I plan to give. Actually, we're going to be updating the slides here in the next few weeks. It's going to look a lot better as far as presentation is concerned, with better looking graphs and so forth. So we will be changing that. Another thing that we're going to be doing is this is going to be a webinar that's going to be done over either GoToMeeting or FuseMeeting or a comparable service, or ClickMeeting, one of those service providers. And in the webinar, we will of course send out a link to everybody who has registered for the webinar ahead of time, and they will be able to log in prior to the meeting. They will be able to see the screen. They will be able to hear everything that myself, and if Michael Fekas or someone else is on the webinar, they'll be able to hear them as well. And there will also be a little chat area at the bottom of the screen, where they will be able to talk and ask questions. So it will be an interactive webinar where hopefully there will be some back and forth that will be able to help make it more a profitable discussion for them. And then lastly, before we get started with just some of the things that we're going to be talking about, I just wanted to reiterate kind of where I see the vision of where this is going. Obviously, as you guys already know, social media is just taking off, in leaps and bounds. The most recent news with Chick-fil-A, with the idea that there were some groups that wanted to boycott Chick-fil-A, and without getting into the politics of it, just looking at it strictly from a social media standpoint, from a marketing standpoint. What we saw last Friday was absolutely phenomenal and just underscores the power of this type of marketing. So to know that SCORE is capitalizing on that and introducing courses that teach some of the basics and fundamentals of mobile marketing, mobile social media marketing, I think is really going to position SCORE for the 21st century in terms of what you're able to offer your counselees. So very, very excited about this, and I know that as we continue rolling out the different ways that we're going to build a database for you guys, just the other day we were talking about creating a flyer that's going to be in the different classes that will advertise the mobile marketing piece. Of course, there's the TV and the web and the newsletter, and all of that. So there's a lot of things that we're doing to hopefully roll out a good marketing push to get people signed up for the webinar. I know that our company, Celogy, is, I think I mentioned this the other day when we were at our meeting, we are looking at doing some additional marketing targeted to some of the local schools around here, business schools and so forth, that would get their interest not only in mobile marketing but also in SCORE. So okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of change hats real quick here and just kind of pretend that we are starting the actual webinar, and I will just talk as if I were doing the webinar. I'll take you through the slides and exactly what we do. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what all this is about is helping your counselees make more money by utilizing the power of modern social media marketing or mobile marketing. So that's ultimately at the end of the day what our goal is. I invite you to take notes and to critique me, please. I am very young and new in this. I have been aware of mobile marketing for 5 years. I have studied it intensely for the last 3. I have been under the leadership of a mentor over the last year, intensely learning under him the various marketing methods. He has taken a big interest in helping Celogy grow. We use their technology as the base for what we do. And so in many ways we are somewhat of a subsidiary, not a subsidiary, but a sister company of this other company. So we have a great base of technology, a great base of knowledge, a great base of marketing methodology. But if at any point through this webinar that you guys see room for improvement or things that we need to change, please feel free to let me know. I am very open to communication on that. All right, well, good evening and welcome to the SCORE webinar on mobile marketing. My name is Tim Brown and I am the owner and CEO of Celogy Mobile Marketing, and I will be teaching this presentation tonight. Just to tell you a little bit about our company before we get started, we are an international mobile communications company. We work with a lot of national brands, companies such as Pizza Hut, Chick-fil-A, Subway, Rawlings, and Budweiser. We've got about 10,000 clients worldwide that we work with. And we work with all kinds of different companies, from retailers, restaurant groups, franchises, realtors, manufacturers, all the way down to your local business. And what we do is mobile communications across all sorts of different media. Sometimes it's text communications where you can send text to big groups of people. It could be mobile coupons or QR codes. It could be notifications of whatever kind, updates, anything like that. We also do mobile websites and mobile apps, mobile landing pages, social media integration and marketing. We do smartphone apps, proximity apps, and the latest technology that we have adopted and have started to pioneer is the augmented reality apps, which is just some really, really cool stuff, virtual reality type stuff that's coming down the horizon. But to back up just a little bit, the main emphasis of our company, aside from the various mobile technologies that we offer, is we offer an integrated strategy. And that's the basis for what we're going to be talking about tonight. And what I mean by that is a lot of individuals and companies out there, they treat mobile marketing almost as if it's a commodity. And you go out online, you sign up for one of these companies, you pay a monthly fee, you get a texting package from a mobile marketing company, and really that's it. At that point, you're really kind of on your own. So what most people do at this point is they throw up a few signs, they'll put some keywords on them, they'll ask people to join their text club, or ask people to download their mobile app, and they hope that just by throwing a few signs up and asking people to do that their campaign will be successful. And what we've learned over the last number of years is that mobile marketing is not a commodity. It's a tool. It's a very powerful tool that has to be used correctly in order for it to be effective in increasing your revenues. And what we've seen is that if you don't know how to use the tool properly, then you will not get good results. And in 3 months, you'll quit using it, and you'll come to the conclusion that mobile marketing is not that useful. Here's the thing. We talk to people all the time like this. And we come in, and what we do is we sit down with them, and we show them exactly how a successful mobile program is launched and how to get really, really good results. So here's the deal. Whether you guys ever decide if you need mobile marketing, if you want mobile marketing, I hope that you do. It's a very powerful tool. And whether you guys ever decide if you want to go with our company, Celogy, for mobile marketing or not, the point of this webinar, is not to be an advertising piece for our company. The point of this webinar is to educate you on what works and what doesn't work, and how to really create just a super effective mobile marketing program that will really drive results, that will really increase your customer base and ultimately increase your revenue significantly. Now, by the way, there are going to be a couple of promotional offers that we will make at the end of this webinar that I think you're going to absolutely just love, that will give you guys some really good tools to help you with the marketing efforts of your business. Now, by the way, I'm just going to stop here for a moment. Now I'm talking to the SCORE counselors here. One of the things that I thought we might do is at the beginning of the webinar is we would go ahead and talk about this quote-unquote promotion that we're going to give at the very end. And what I thought we would do on that is, if it's permissible with SCORE, I would like to tell them a little bit, maybe 30 seconds, 60 seconds, about our introductory mobile marketing plan. But at the same time, I also want Michael Feckes or somebody else to be able to come in at this point and tell them about some of the other marketing courses that SCORE offers. This is going to be kind of the linchpin to drive some of this traffic into some of your courses. And if there are any other types of offerings that SCORE wants to make at this point, we will trump it up at the beginning, get people excited about it. Hopefully it'll give them a reason to stay on for the whole thing. And then at the very end, they'll be able to get those promotional offers, whatever they might be. Okay? All right, so we'll get back to it. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to walk you through exactly how this technology works. I'm going to show you exactly how we leverage this technology and grow revenue for a lot of different kinds of businesses, just like yours. So if at any point you want to ask a question as it relates to your business, I will check the chat box down here at the bottom of the page, and just bear in mind that as we go through this material, we've got a lot of stuff to cover, so I may not be able to get to everybody's question, but I will absolutely do my best. We will have a short Q&A session at the very end of the webinar in case you have any questions that you would like to ask then, and then I will also have my contact information available at the end of the webinar. That way, if anyone wants to talk further, have a little bit more of a one-on-one conversation, you can do that. So I will keep my eyes down here in case you have any questions, and feel free to ask anytime. Okay. So when we come in and we design an integrated mobile strategy for a business, we come in and we look at every aspect of what a company is doing as far as their marketing efforts are concerned. So we come in and we look at their point of sale. We look at what they're doing with their other marketing and outreach efforts. We come in and we look at what they're doing online. We look at their social and broadcast media. And what we do is we look at all these things, and then we consult with the business owner to help them improve every aspect of what they're trying to accomplish with their business. That's why we call it an integrated strategy. And when you guys think about mobile marketing, that's the way you have to think about it. This isn't just a new form of marketing that your company is going to do. This isn't just an add-on to what you're already doing. This is an enhancement to what you're already doing. We call it an integrated strategy because, again, mobile works best when it's integrated across the board with all the other forms of marketing that your company is doing. So by doing all of that, we're essentially doing two things. We come in and we look at what a business is doing to engage with, for example, number one, their current customer base. And we're going to work with them to build a large mobile database of opt-in leads. Oftentimes upwards of 2,000 people or more per location. We do that very routinely. And then with that database of their current customers, then we're going to get their customers to buy from them more frequently. We're going to increase the number of transactions per customer, at least a couple of extra transactions per customer per year, or the first year, and then more after that. So obviously more revenue, right? We're going to get them to share their outreach messages with their friends and refer business. We're going to increase the number of people that follow them on their social networks. Maybe if you have a business and you're really big on Facebook and Twitter, kind of like we are, we can double or triple the size of your Facebook likes within 6 months using the mobile strategies that, that we're going to be talking about in this webinar. We're going to be able to do the same thing with your email databases. If email is very important to you, again, we can double or triple the size of your email database within 6 months using some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. And then finally, we're going to build awareness of your other products and services that you offer. Now, what that's going to do, obviously, is it's going to produce a lot more revenue from your current customer base. It's going to produce more revenue. Now, that's the first thing. So we're going to focus on your current customer base. We're going to do all those things and increase your revenues from your current customer base. And then number two, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking at what you're doing to engage with your your potential customer base. And we're going to be looking at, for example, what do you do to acquire new business? And what we're going to do is we're going to use mobile as a lead generation tool, and then we're going to integrate some mobile strategies into the existing marketing that you're already doing. And what that's going to do is it's going to dramatically improve the effectiveness of your other advertising. And then, and this is okay. So this is me talking to a potential client here, right? And then we're going to put our heads together and come up with the right approach, the right marketing messages that's literally going to increase your overall customer base by as much as 5 or 10% the first year. And by the way, that's what we tell our clients, because that's what the statistics show. When we put in the right mobile strategy on the front end, we're able to increase your customer base by as much as 5 to 10% your first year. I mean, it really is incredible when you look at the numbers. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. So ultimately, at the end of the day, what we're talking about is dramatically increasing your revenues, the customer's revenues. Okay? So let's move on. All right, so here's some data that I'm going to just kind of shoot through real quick. And I know a lot of you guys probably already know a lot of this stuff, but for the sake of just an introduction here about mobile and where it's going, the technology, its reach, etc. Here's the main thing. We do sophisticated mobile websites, mobile apps, mobile ordering systems, geo-proximity marketing, and all that kind of stuff. We do it all the time. And we'll talk about some of those things a little bit later. But what I want to talk to you guys about mainly tonight in this webinar is a very simple technology, text messaging. The amazing thing about this technology really is its reach. Just look at this for a moment. 90% of the U.S. population, 18 to 49-year-olds, sends and receives text messages. In fact, worldwide, texting is the most widely used form of communication known. I want you to take a look at this slide real quick. Look at these demographics. For those of you starting a business, where would you say your target demographic is? Okay, when you look at this graph here, most people would say it's right here. Okay, it's between 18 and 29 and 30 to 49 years old. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Would it surprise you then that many people, okay, look down here, 82% to 95% of your target demographic, literally 8 out of every 10 people, are considered frequent text message users. And see, here's the thing, and this is what I tell my clients when I'm talking to them. If you're standing here in front of your customers today, and we're looking at 100 of them in front of you, they're looking you in the eye, and you're standing there, you've got 100 of your customers standing there. Do you know what they're doing more than anything else? They're sending text messages every day to their friends and family. And what's surprising to a lot of people is that it's used more frequently than TV, email, or literally any other form of communication. In fact, the national average for what are called frequent text message users is 74%. Now think about that. 74% of the entire United States population sends and receives text messages every single day. So for us as a mobile marketing company, we love to use text messaging. Why? Because Because text messaging is the lowest common denominator of communication technology today. Meaning when you look at the potential for reach, 37% of people in America are considered active email users. 41% of Americans have a Facebook account. 95% of all text messages are read within the first 5 minutes. You think about that, for example. Think about, for example, the fact that 52% of Americans have web-enabled phones. You know, everybody talks about Facebook. Facebook is a great tool. Don't get me wrong. I mean, just again, go back and look at what happened the other day with Chick-fil-A. But again, think about it this way. You got 100 of your potential clients sitting in front of you right now, your potential customers. 37% of them, 3 out of every 10, check their email more than 3 times a week. 4 out of every 10 have a Facebook account. 52% of those, literally half of those, have a smartphone. The other half don't. But when it comes to being able to send a message to them, okay, so what method are you going to use? Well, are you going to use the method that gets you 3 out of 10? Are you going to use the method that gets you 4 out of 10? Or are you going to use the method that gets you 9 out of every 10 customers? The potential to put your message literally in the palm of their hands. Now, one thing that I will ask, my potential clients is if they maintain an email database, because a lot of companies do, where they send out offers and coupons and so forth to their customers. I'll ask them, okay, how big is your email database? And do you know what your current opt-in rate is? And here's why I ask that question. Again, only 37% of people in America are considered active email users. Meaning they check it at least twice per week. Or excuse me, yeah, I said 3 times a moment ago. It's actually twice. They check it more than 2 times per week. Okay, so that's considered active. Well, of those 37% that are active, when you deploy an active email campaign, your rate of response might be, anywhere between 16, 17%. I've seen 18%. I've never seen anything higher than 30%. Okay, so call it a third. A third of 37 is what? It's 12. Okay, so out of 100 people, you're reaching 12 people. So let's take the best possible scenario for read rates, for mass email blasts. Out of 1,000, at best, you're going to have 300 people even open it. And email, again, averages, what, 16, 17% open rate. So literally 2 out of every 10 people actually read the emails that you send out. And I talk to business owners all the time, and I'll ask them, well, how effective is your email campaigns? And they're kind of like, nah, it's not great. Okay, it could be better. Well, okay, and that's usually what I will lead up with. It actually can be better. And here's the thing. I'm not discouraging building an email database. In fact, we encourage our clients to maintain an email database. One of the things that we show them is how to double and triple the size of their email databases, literally over a relatively short amount of time. And we can do it with a far greater percentage of accuracy and integrity of data. Meaning, when we set up a mobile campaign, we can add a second step process so that when people text in for your offer or whatever it is you want them to text in for, they can get an automatic response message back to their phone that says to complete your transaction or to complete your step, put in your email address and click send. Our system is not only able to capture their cell phone number, but we can also capture their email database. And the beauty is that they've inputted the information into their phone and sent it to you. So you're not having to wonder, okay, did somebody write down the correct email address? Is the writing legible if they wrote it down for you? All that kind of stuff. And plus, the email addresses are collected automatically. They're uploaded into your email platform, and it's all ready to go instantaneously. So again, we tell people keep your email database, but also use mobile. Okay, go back to the slide with me for just a moment. Now, a moment ago, we established that for most businesses out there, this age group right here is your target demographic. Okay, 18 to 29 and 30 to 49. That's the target demographic for most of your companies out there. So what I'm talking about is engaging people with their mobile device and being able to literally get 8 out of 10 people right now, right when they look me in the eye today. That is a very significant number. And it's because of those very numbers that mobile marketing is literally exploding today, because we can build large databases of mobile phone users more quickly, more easily, and more cost effectively than any other type of marketing out there. We'll talk about some of these things a little bit later on as we go. Okay, so here's the question that I pose all the time. Would you rather be able to reach 37% of the last 100 people who walk through your door, or would you rather be able to reach 88% to 95% of the last 100 people who walk through your door? It's a no-brainer, right? Okay, it's an absolute no-brainer. Okay. And by the way, sometimes, we'll have a client, if it's a restaurant or just all kinds of different companies that that coupon. Let's say you give out offers and coupons or promotions to people every now and then as a marketing strategy. Well, here's what I ask my clients. If I was able to give you a huge database of customers, say a massive database of 100,000 people, 200,000 people, is there anything that you could send them that you think would increase your revenues if you knew that they were going to open it and read it? And my guess is you probably would. You would have some type of message, some coupon or offer that you've got in mind that you would just love to be able to put into the hands of that many people. Okay, well, here's why I say that. Let's go back to this slide for a moment. When we look at the data from the mobile industry in general, and also the data that we've collected from our own clients over the last number of years, what we're seeing is that mobile coupons oftentimes have 20 times the redemption rates of regular coupons. And again, take into account the fact that 88% to 95% of Americans are using texting as a way to communicate. And 97% of all text messages are read within the first 5 minutes of receipt. So here's why I say all of that. I say all that to say text message marketing is a very easy way to build large databases of people so that you can later send out that higher rate of redemption coupon that will eventually, ultimately, increase your sales. That's the point. That's what we're after. Okay? So, here's the bottom line. What we're talking about here is reach. That's the key thing. What's the lowest common denominator technology out there across the largest spectrum of my target demographic? What form of communication do they use the most? And then how can I easily and effectively communicate with them in that channel of communication? Does that make sense? Yes, of course it does. One of the things that you'll hear people talk about all the time now is the QR codes. Okay? We do QR codes all the time. And a lot of times we will come in and we will talk to a client and we will try to get them to understand that they need an SMS, a text message marketing package, to be able to do what they're trying to accomplish. And they'll say, well, I don't really want that. That's kind of old. Texting's been around for a long time. We want to do QR codes. And that's great. And we tell people, pretty much across the board, anytime we do a texting campaign, we integrate QR codes in it. But see, here's the thing you got to keep in mind. As of last Christmas, 52% of American users have a cell phone that is web-enabled, smartphone, right? 52%. So again, using our analogy of 100 people, 100 of your clients or customers that are standing in front of you, only half of those people are even going to be able to scan a QR code. Okay? Then take into account the fact that of those half, okay, now you started with 10 people. Now you've only got 5 who can even try your campaign. And out of those 5, you got to ask yourself the question, how many of those people even know what a QR code is? Okay? Because one of the things that we're seeing in the current studies that are being done is that marketers are far more excited about QR codes than consumers. Because what we're seeing with consumers is a lot of them still don't even know what a QR code is. And if they scan it, it's really not that great because all they're getting back is information. What consumers want is savings. Okay? So maybe out of every 10 people, if you use a QR code, you're going to reach 2 out of every 10 people. Whereas if you integrate an SMS campaign, again, going back to what we talked about with those stats, 8 out of every 10 people are going to potentially read your message within 5 minutes. Very, very impressive. Okay. So here's the good news. The good news is that when you put in the right integration of this technology into your existing marketing plan, building these databases is really, really easy. All right. Now, this is an example. This is a live example that I prepared for you guys in advance so you can see it on your phone and get an idea of what we have been talking about. And by the way, just a side note to SCORE, to the counselors here, I'm not sure what mobile call to action that we're going to put here. It's obviously not going to be Blizzard, okay, but this is just kind of one of the ones that this was a slide that I had ready and available for you guys. We might just go ahead and put SCORE here, but the only problem I thought about that is that obviously the people who are on the webinar have already texted in to get the information about the webinar, so it's really not going to matter for them to text in, although we can use it as an example. So you know, we could do different things with this, I guess. Of course, I guess if we get really savvy about it, we could contract out with a local restaurant and then have them pay for the leads that we send them if we want to do something like that. Okay. So getting back to the presentation here. All right, so what I'll do next is I'll ask everybody on the webinar. Okay, so does everybody have your cell phone with you? All right, so let's just take a couple of minutes, and if you would, go ahead and text in the word Blizzard to 72727. And let's just wait a few moments. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to text in so that they can get the auto text sent back to your phone with a message. And by the way, I see that there are, let's see how many people, 32 people on this webinar. And I have a feature that was enabled on this campaign that tells me when you text in and what your phone number is. It'll show up on my cell phone. So you can't get away with not texting in. I will know it. Okay, so I'm just a little humor there. But we do have that feature, which is pretty cool. All right. So go ahead and text in. All right, so then we wait for people to text in. And then, okay, did you get it? Did you get it on your phone? Great. Okay. All right. Well, this is a point-of-sale program that we're helping to create for a small chain of Dairy Queen locations here in the Middle Tennessee area. And since they do coupon, and since they know what coupons get on average, a 20% higher redemption rate than regular coupons, we decided to lead with a point-of-sale coupon strategy. So you'll notice when you get that text back on your phone that it will be a one-time redemption coupon. And so what does this strategy look like? Well, this is and this is what I've talked about before when I've met with you guys talking about Dairy Queen. But just to kind of step back and give you a little understanding of what we're doing there. We're going to help them create some signs that will go in the drive-thru so that when people are 3 cars back and they're pulling up, it says on the sign, free Blizzard. Text Blizzard to 72727 for an instant coupon sent right to your phone. So that's what that sign says. And then when the car gets up to the window, the cashier hands them their bag of food or their ice cream after they've paid. And then she also verbally reminds them about the promotion, letting them know that if they text in, they're going to get a free Blizzard. And then she also might hand them, along with that bag of food, a flyer that says, again, free Blizzard, next visit, text Blizzard to 72727 for an instant coupon sent right to your phone. And we're also going to have little displays up front in the lobby right next to the cashier that advertises this point-of-sale program. And we're also going to train the cashiers to make sure that, again, when people come up, when people walk inside the lobby and they order their food, they're excited, they're smiling, and they're telling people how they can get a free Blizzard. Now, on the signage, we're going to have some standard disclaimers down at the bottom that's going to say, standard message and data rates may apply. You can say things like, this coupon is, it's a with purchase coupon. Watch for future great deals and specials from us after that. Okay, so look at the message that you got back when you texted in. I want you to look at that real quick. So this text message comes back to your phone after you have texted in for a free offer, and it's a free Blizzard with purchase next visit. And one thing we might do is we might put an expiration date on that offer. Okay, so we might say with purchase next visit, and you must come in within 1 week, or something like that. We put an expiration date on it. See, one of the things that we do with our clients is we collaborate with them to make sure that the point of sale strategy, whatever it is, has to make good financial sense to them. In other words, we want them to be able to make an offer that on one hand is hot, it's a great offer, it's something that you don't want to miss out on, you see it and you want to text in immediately for it. On one hand, we want it to be hot. But then on the other hand, we want it to make financial sense. Okay? We want it to be where, you know, they will still make money on it even if they come back and the next day and they do it the next day, or if they forward it to 50 of their friends and their contact list on their cell phone, and then all 50 people come the next day. We don't want, we don't want to set people up like Groupon and have them lose money. We want to make sure that the point of sale is strong, it's hot, but at the same time, it has to make good financial sense. So the question is, not only is the point of sale strategy strong, but is there enough margin in there to play with so that if 100 people come in and redeem that coupon, would it make good financial sense to the owner? Because obviously they've got to deduct their food cost and, etc., depending on what business model we're talking about. Okay? And by the way, I've apparently got a blank slide in here. Hey, there's a little humor there. All right. Now, one thing that's a great feature of our platform, and I'll just kind of toot my own horn a little bit here, is we can change the settings in the back end so that if somebody comes in after redeeming your coupon for that particular week and they're in the drive-thru again and they say, hey, you know what, I want another free Blizzard. If they text in, we can change the settings so that they will get an auto text that will come back to their phone that says basically, hey, you've already texted in, you've redeemed this coupon, thanks, but keep watching out for future great deals. In other words, we can limit the number of redemptions. It can be a multiple use redemption coupon where they can redeem it as many times as they want, or we can put an expiration on it where they can redeem it up until a certain date, or we can just make it a simple one-time coupon. Just like if you cut a coupon, you took it in, you gave it to them, and they put it under the register. The system will do all of that automatically for you. Now, in the text that came back to your phone, you'll notice a little link that came in with your text. I put that in there as an example of how we can not only track redemption rates, but also how we can limit the number of redemptions per client. That's an example of how we can limit the number of redemptions. We can track the redemptions by using the mobile app, and we can also limit the number of redemptions. So just to give you a little idea of what we can do there. Okay. Now, if you look here at this slide here, this is some different types of point of sale strategies that we've done in the past. Now, what's the point of this initial point of sale strategy? Remember, again, we're building a database. With every single person that texts in, we're building a database so that we can then later on market to that database in the future. So how do I get my customers to do this? How do I get them to interact with me with their mobile device? Well, we can do something like text in for a free item. Okay, like if you're a restaurant, you can text in for a free appetizer or $5 off your next visit. You could text in for an offer or a discount. Maybe it's this visit if you want to have a really aggressive point of sale. We've seen some incredibly powerful point of sale programs where people will actually give away something free this visit. In other words, hey, text in right now and get a free appetizer before you get your meal. And we see very high opt-in rates with offers like that. Sometimes 20 to 25 people per day, which is just extremely impressive. It could be text in for a chance to win something like a $100 gift certificate. We have a client right now that's a communications company that is about to put in a strategy in 10,000 stores. They're going to have handouts, basically little cards that all of the retailers are going to be handing out to their clientele, to their client base, that's going to be advertising their communications portal. But as far as the communications portal, their opt-in strategy or their point-of-sale strategy is they're going to give away one free iPhone every single month. So their point-of-sale strategy says text the word Directo to 72727 and win a free iPhone. One is given away every single month. And we're going to be rolling out that point-of-sale campaign in the next couple of months in 10,000 locations across America. We are expecting very high rates of opt-ins. It could be text in for information on an upcoming event. It could be to join our VIP club and receive member-only special offers. It could be something like that. So there's all kinds of ways that that we can do to do point-of-sale strategies to get people to opt in. Another thing we can do, which is another strategy that we do with most of our clients, is we build them a mobile website, a mobile app. As a part of Celegy's strategy, we believe that it's important not only to be able to text back information and offers and redeemable coupons and whatnot, but we also have to take into account that half of the people that we're going to be texting have smartphones. So with that, it presents then a lot of advantages if we build a mobile website or a mobile app for our clients. So when they text into your point-of-sale campaign, you can send them a text back, and in that text can be a link to your mobile website or your mobile app. And the cool thing is that your customers can save an icon with your logo on it right to their phone, where all they have to do is touch the app icon on their screen, and they'll be taken to your mobile website where you can literally have whatever content that you want. With this mobile website, we can instantly deliver pictures, coupons, links to your actual website. By the way, if you have a website, we encourage you to have one that is mobile enabled. And if you don't, our company can do that for you as well. We can deliver videos, a commercial. Maybe it's a demonstration of a product. If you're a school, you can send out text alerts for different things going on. If you're an organization, you can send out organizational communications and that type of thing. You can instantly deliver a mobile landing page, or if you're a restaurant, you can put your menu on there, whatever your daily specials are, additional coupons. This is something else that's really interesting too. Studies show that text messages stay on cell phones an average of 12 days. So what does that mean? Well, it means additional exposure to your audience. People leave that stuff on their phones. They go back. They're sitting down, whatever. Maybe they're in traffic or go to the restroom or whatever it may be, and they're sitting there. They're playing on their phone, and your message is still sitting there on average for about 12 days. And if you have a mobile app, mobile website, they're sitting around, they're playing around, they click it, they open it, and whatever message, content, video, pictures you put on there is exactly what they will see. Okay, here are some examples of some point-of-sale strategies that we have done in the past. This is one for a grocery store point-of-sale. Here's some for retail. And by the way, down here, text shop to Armani, which is a special short code that they purchased from us, 276254, and get $10 right now. That was a very, very popular campaign. They got upwards of 30 people per day who were opting into that campaign. Here's some examples of restaurant point-of-sale strategies that we've done. Manufacturing. One of the The challenges that products that come straight from manufacturer to retail stores have is they don't have a storefront. So when we talk about how do you market their products, how do you build databases for these guys, they just put it right on their packaging. And one of our clients right now is Budweiser, and that's exactly what they do. They put QR codes and text in for this or that, or to win this or that, right there in front of their box. Okay. So let's look at the math real quick. How much money can you expect to make using mobile marketing? Okay, so here's the simple math of it. Once you create a strong point of sale campaign, once you integrate mobile into all the other forms of marketing that you're doing, and by the way, we've talked about the first piece of it, okay, creating a strong point of sale. There's two other legs to this chair that we've yet to talk about. Integrating mobile with all the other forms of marketing that you're doing, and then integrating mobile with your website and your social media marketing. Okay, so we've still yet to talk about those two pieces. But once you've done that, once you create a strong point of sale, once you integrate mobile into the other forms of marketing that you're doing, once you integrate it with your social media and your web efforts, once we do all of that, you're going to get 10, 15, 20 people per day that will opt into your database. Okay, so now these people in your database. Now what we do with our clients is, once we've started their point of sale program, is we lay out a marketing calendar with them where we can send out promotions at exactly the right moment we want to, right at the optimal moment when, for example, these people are statistically going to be the most receptive to receiving an offer from you. Let's get back to our example of Dairy Queen for a moment. And really this applies, actually let me go back to the previous slide. Just do this real quick here. Pardon me everybody, just take just a little bit of an intermission here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Okay, go back to this slide. So let's go back to our example of Dairy Queen for a moment. And really this applies to any type of food establishment. Let's just say for now we're talking about a food establishment. I can deliver a message out to a database of, say, 1,000 people on a Tuesday night at 5 o'clock, right when studies show that people are making their decision as to what they want to eat. And we're going to deliver a coupon, right? A higher rate of redemption, sometimes 20% higher rate of redemption coupon, literally right in the palm of their hand, right when they're trying to make a decision as to what they want to eat. And according to the CTIA, text messages have an overall 97% read rate. So that means that when we send out this message to that 1,000 people, 970 of them are going to read that message within 5 minutes. So we send it out at 5 o'clock, and by 5:05, 970 people have just read my offer for, whatever, $10 large pizza, any toppings with purchase tonight only, okay, or whatever. See, that's the power of mobile marketing. You're sending a timely message, inviting them to do business with you at exactly the optimal right moment for them to make a decision on what and where they want to eat. That's why we talk about mobile is just a strategy. It's not just sending out text blasts. It's knowing exactly when to send a text blast. It's knowing exactly how to send a text blast. It's knowing the exact right message to send for your demographic and your target market, and so on and so forth. Okay, so here we go. We delivered this Tuesday special out, and maybe we make it a 2-day offer, and with a 97% open and re-rate, the point is I'm going to get extra transactions off of those text blasts. I'm going to get a statistical rate of response. Depending on what kind of business you're in, we're going to get anywhere between 5 and 12% or higher redemption rate. Actually, let me go back to this slide here. We're going to get anywhere between a 5% or 12% or higher redemption rate. In fact, a lot of times, actually, we get an even higher rate than that. Okay, I got one of my clients that actually used a company, a competitor of ours, right before he decided to sign with us. He went out and he signed up with one of these online texting companies, okay, that I was talking about at the beginning of this webinar. And what's incredible about his story, which I find incredible, so cool, is he took 12 of his stores, and 6 of them he put in a mobile marketing call to action. He basically sent out a text blast telling them about an offer, okay? In the other 6 stores, he didn't do anything. He just used the usual methods of letting people know about the offers, giving out flyers and stuff like that. Well, after the campaign was over and he measured his results, his return on investment, he found that he was getting an average of, I think he said it was about 6 or 7% increase, or 6 or 7% response rate, 6 or 7% response rate in the 6 stores that he just used flyers with. But in the other 6 stores where he used mobile marketing, and he only sent out a few text blasts, he got a response rate of over twice that much. He got a 14% response rate just by sending out mobile blasts. That's how powerful this stuff is. You get a much higher rate of redemption. Why? Because you're reaching people in a more intimate method of communication. You're reaching them literally right in their pockets, and you're sending out a message that's optimized for when they would be the most receptive for that message. Okay. So check this out. Let's use, just for the sake of the math here, let's use the low end. Okay, worst case scenario, let's say it's 5% conversion on every promotion. 5% of 1,000 equals 50 transactions. Okay, so again, it's extra transactions that you would have otherwise not have had you not sent out this text blast. Okay, so that's top line revenue. Now, in order to calculate your return on investment, all you've got to do is multiply your transactions by your average ticket. So the next question is, okay, well, what is your average sale in your business? It's, for example, let's say you're a pizza shop. Okay, well, if you're a pizza shop, then your average ticket is going to be somewhere around $18. Okay, so 50 transactions times your average ticket of $18, it's going to give you $900 of gross revenue. So then you take out your food cost minus your discount fee, whatever your discount was, minus your franchise fee. Out of that $900 of revenue, what do you think your actual cash value is going to be on that? Well, according to our calculations with some of the pizza franchises that we do campaigns with, it usually averages anywhere between $250 and $300. Okay, so basically a third. But let's just say for gross income, you get $720 in revenue. Okay. Now, based on your volume, let's see. Let me go back and check something real quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I said $720 in revenue. I meant $900 of gross revenue. Okay. Now, based on your volume, when you scale this up, you're going to be running at about 3,000 messages per month. If we build a database of 1,000 customers and you're a pizza shop, we're going to be sending out about 3 promotions per month. So that means about 3,000 messages. The investment to push a message out to those people, again, at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday night, right when they're hungry, right when they're trying to decide on what they want to eat for dinner, it's going to be about $40 or 4 cents per impression, $40 per 1,000 people. Okay? Again, that's with a 97% open rate within 5 minutes. So, here's my question. And this is what I always say to my clients. It costs you $40 to talk to 1,000 people. Would you trade me $40 out of your pocket right this second for me to come in tonight and buy $900 worth of pizzas in your store on a Tuesday or Wednesday night? Would you do that? Absolutely. Would that be a good deal for you? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so here's my next question. How many times would you like to make that transaction with me? Okay, well, if we're a pizza shop, we're going to do it about 3 times a month. So you're going to get $2,700 of extra top-line revenue into your business, because we're going to average, again, what did we say, $900 gross revenue just from sending out that one text blast to that 1,000 people that's in your database. Okay, so if that's the case, well, then let's make that database as big as we can possibly get it, right? Because the math is scalable. The more people that we have in our database, the larger the revenues are going to be for your business and your bottom line. Okay? Okay, so does that make sense to everybody? See, that's how this technology works. It's a scalable proposition, meaning I don't want 1,000 people in my database. I want 2,000 people. I want 3,000 people or more. If you push a message to 3,000 people and you pull let's just say a 4% redemption, that's 120 additional transactions. 120 additional transactions times your average ticket of $18 per transaction comes out to an extra $2,160 in monthly top line revenue. Folks, that's significant increases. And we see this kind of scale in not only restaurants and QSRs and that type of thing. We see it across all industries. Retail, business to business, manufacturing, colleges, service care companies, distribution networks, real estate, on and on. And see, here's the thing. We can build databases large enough to sustain those kinds of numbers if we put in the right program. And that's what I want to try to convey with this webinar is, if you've seen mobile marketing in the past and you see these, companies that, just offer you a text package or something like that, just understand before you even get started with this approach that it takes the right program. It takes the right way of doing it. We can easily build up to 2,000 people per store if we integrate this, again, with a strong point of sale, integrate it with your traditional media, put in some really aggressive mobile calls to action in it, and we build an integration with your social and web and your like Facebook and Twitter, so forth. We can easily build databases of over 2,000 people per location. There's no reason why you shouldn't, depending on your customer base. Anyway, okay, well, you can see why I get passionate about this. It's a phenomenal technology. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. By the way, I was thinking about this. I tell my clients it's literally like printing money. It is literally like printing money. And that's why today we're seeing more and more businesses move into the mobile space. Look at this slide right here for a moment. This is crazy. This is phenomenal. A few years ago, it was being reported that businesses were investing about $2 billion in the mobile marketing. I could talk to you 6 years ago and you would look at me cross-eyed if I talked to you anything about text message marketing or QR codes. Okay, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. You would totally not be interested. Now, most business owners have already seen it or used it in some shape or fashion. The big companies are still the main players in this, but what companies like Celogy and some of our competitors have done is we've taken the technology and we've been able to scale it in such a way that it becomes an affordable proposition for companies, medium-sized companies, all the way down to startups, to be able to utilize this technology to be able to use it in an effective way for themselves and for their marketing. $2 billion was spent just a few years ago. But now, when you read the blogs and when you read the trend analysis reports, it's being projected that by next year, 2013, businesses are going to be spending $22 billion on mobile marketing. Okay, so why are they doing that? They're doing that because when businesses measure their metrics, when they measure it, dollar for dollar, what they're finding is they're getting a much higher rate of return on their mobile campaigns than they are with their other types of advertising. So it's just like this. You know, if I can lay $5 down on the table and I get $10 back, that's not bad, right? But if I can lay down that same $5 over here and get back $45, where do you want to put your $5 down? You know, which one would you rather do? And that's exactly what companies are seeing with mobile marketing. Now, you know, why are these returns so good? Again, the reason is because the CTIA reports an overall 97% read rate on those text messages, and 95% of them are read within the first 5 minutes. And when you compare that to email and direct mail and print advertising, or really any other type of advertising out there, there's a huge difference in the open and read rates. And the difference is mobile marketing is the only form of communication, the only form of marketing that literally takes your message to where people's eyes are, right on their mobile phones. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. We've seen the technology. Okay, we know the stats. We've seen it work. You've seen it work on your own phone. We know the simple mathematics of it. Okay, so how do we apply mobile marketing to your business? Well, as we've said before, our system can provide all kinds of different solutions. And again, you don't have to go with our company, but we're just kind of giving you some of our, you know, little trade secrets, if you will, about how we make it effective. But it's not just about sending out mobile coupons. And we've already talked about some of these. How you can instantly, with a mobile website, for example, you can deliver pictures and videos and links to websites and commercials and demonstrations, mobile landing pages that can direct traffic to your Twitter or Facebook account, or capture email addresses, or build up your cell phone number database, whatever it may be. All of these strategies, all of these are strategies that we use to accomplish two main goals. Okay. Loyalty marketing and new lead generation. And again, this is what we talked about a little bit earlier, right? The way we build these large databases of your current and your potential customers is by integrating mobile into 3 different components of what you already do. So again, you know, we talk about, for example, in our company, we use a 3-leg chair. In order for this 3-leg chair to stand, you have to have 3 legs. You have to have a strong point of sale strategy. Okay, which is the loyalty marketing piece. Okay, again, we're appealing to your current customer base and we're trying to make them more loyal. The second leg is your traditional media, integrating mobile calls to action and everything that you already do. This is the new lead generation piece of what we're talking about. And then finally, adding a mobile opt-in option to your current website and to your social media marketing, and that is also new lead generation piece of the strategy that we're talking about. Excuse me just a moment. Okay, so let's talk about these 3 components of database building just a little bit more in depth for a moment. And let's look again at this first one, point of sale. What I always tell my customers is the point of sale will make or break your marketing program. You have to engage with your customers with something that's going to make them want to text in. And here's the thing, your customers will text in if you give them a good enough reason to. And when I talk to, you know, for example, you guys with the SCORE counselors, I've said this before in our meetings, the point of sale program will make or break your mobile marketing efforts. And your point of sale is not, you know, trying to get somebody to text in for a coupon. Your point of sale is what we're doing right now. It's this webinar. It's a webinar that's designed to teach people some of the fundamentals and the basics about mobile marketing, but more importantly, give them some strategies to help it to be more effective for what they're doing. Ultimately, at the end of the day, your point of sale, as you're handing out business cards, as you're sitting down with counselees, as you are passing out flyers at the end of every course, at the end of every seminar that you do on your monthly seminars, as you answer the phone, as you send out the newsletter, as you do the television program, whatever it may be. Your point of sale is simply this. Hey, we have got a brand new course on how to use modern mobile marketing or social mobile marketing to increase your revenues and make more money for your business. And by the way, here's how you get it. It's free. Text in the word text in the word SCORE 1 to 72727. That's it. That's your point of sale. At least that's the one that we've talked about thus far. But again, what I always tell my customers is, you know your customers better than I do. So if one of them walks in your door right now, what could you offer them that you know they want to see from you? What is it that they want from your business? Is it information? Is it your menu? Is it behind the scenes kind of stuff? Is it a video? Is it a coupon? Is it a free something? Is it a chance to win something? What is it? Basically, when we think about the point of sale, we're asking the question, okay, what do my customers want? And then how can we creatively and effectively give it to them so that they'll be willing to text in and opt into your mobile database? And again, like we talked about earlier, our goal with that point of sale program is to get at least 10, 15, 20 people per day per location to opt into that database. So one question you might want to write down, guys, as you start thinking about your own mobile marketing strategy is ask yourself this question. Is there anything I can think of? Is there anything you can think of as far as what your customers might want from you that if you offered it to them, they would want to text in and get it? I'll give you an example of one of our clients. It was actually a university, a college. And the head of the nursing program wanted to use mobile as a way to get more people to enroll in their program, nursing program. And we talked to them about, what is it you guys are doing as far as your current marketing efforts and this and that and the other. And they said, well, we're fixing to spend a lot of money on radio advertising. And we're going to ask people there to, go to our website and check it out and this, that, and the other. And what we told them is, well, what if we put a mobile call to action on that radio ad so that at the end of that ad it says something to this effect? And by the way, we have a video right now that you can watch on your phone that will show you behind the scenes everything you need to know to get started in our nursing program. And then they start listing off all the things that this video is going to show them. And basically, it's a mobile call to action on the radio ad that says text in right now and we'll send the video right to your phone so that you can watch it and learn about this nursing program. Well, first off, guess what? Guess who's going to be texting in to get that video? People that are interested in the nursing program, right? So you have this radio ad that's going out to a general audience, but you're able to capture through mobile your exact target demographic because they're texting in for something that they want from you. They're already interested in nursing programs. They're texting in because it's cool to receive a video on your phone, to be able to watch it behind the scenes and watch it in the comfort of your living room. And by the way, when they text in, you get their cell phone number so you can have a representative call them back and try to set up a meeting. So what does that translate to? What that translates into is more people enrolling in their nursing program. Okay, that's exactly what we're talking about with this kind of point of sale stuff. Okay, so let's go back to food stores for a moment. What do? Well, it could, they might want to offer a next visit coupon. It's typically a minimum purchase type of coupon that expires within a couple of weeks. So it might be, for example, a free pizza, a free appetizer, or something like that with the purchase of something else. Or maybe it's something like, get $5 off your next visit. And The idea, of course, there is you're encouraging that quick repeat visit, so the extra margin that's built into that extra transaction is enough to offset the cost it is to give out the offer. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Or, for example, if it's a free appetizer, a lot of times if it's like a pizza place, one of the popular things that they'll do is give out free breadsticks. Well, how much do the breadsticks cost? They don't cost hardly anything. But if it's with the purchase of a large pizza, then the margin that they have in that pizza is enough to cover the cost of the breadsticks. So these are the types of things that we plan out ahead of time to make sure that it makes sense to the client. Okay. And of course, we want to make sure that the coupon expires within a relatively short amount of time, because again, we want to get that person to come back in sooner than they normally would, right? We want that extra transaction. Okay, it might be for this visit. Again, we talked about this earlier. We've seen some really great successes with some of our clients doing things like, offering free cheese sticks, offering a free order of wings, free soft drinks, if they text in right now for their instant mobile coupon. We've got one client right now, a pizza shop, and with all their customers they interact with, they promote the free breadsticks, is what I was talking about. So all day long, as people are paying at the register, the server is asking, hey, you guys want free breadsticks with your order? Okay, great. Text cheesy to 72727 and get an instant environmentally friendly coupon sent right to your phone. And you can redeem it right now and take home your free cheese sticks. And the cool thing is, because of that really simple point of sale strategy, they are getting people hand over fist to text into that mobile database. Now again, why is the point of sale campaign so important? It's important because look at this for just a second. Okay, so let's look at the math of just one person in my database. If I have one person in my database, and let's say we're going to send out 3 promotions per month to that database, the cost per impression for each text that goes to that person in that database is going to be about 4.5 cents per message. So if I send that person 3 messages per month for 12 months, my annual investment is going to be $1.62. I'm going to invest $1.62 into that one person in my database, and I'm going to be able to reach out and touch them. I'm going to have 36 impressions off of that $1.62. Okay? So for an investment of $1.62, you're going to be able to send out 36 offers to that customer, inviting them to come back in. Out of 36 offers, do you think that we could get them to come back at least 2 extra times over the course of a year? Absolutely. So let's say they come in 2 extra times over the course of a year. Let's say they come in and they redeem their with purchase coupon. They come in within 2 weeks and they make those extra transactions. Actually, let's say 3 transactions. This is for the sake of what I've got on the slide. I don't know why I kept saying 2, but if I get 3 additional transactions, okay, and I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit backward on my math here. What I had prepared to talk about in my head is different than what's on my slide. I had to go back and change that. If I get 3 additional transactions, and we say that my average ticket is that the 12 or 18? See, I got it mixed up here. Let's just go back and take a quick look here. I'm getting all confused. I will make sure to have this polished before we actually go live. Yeah, that's the $12 transaction. Okay. If we say, if I get an extra 3 additional transactions for that client over the course of a year, after reaching out and touching them 36 times, 36 impressions, if my average ticket is $12, let's say you average a 20% profit. off of that as gross income. Out of that gross income, you're going to have about $7.20 net profit. Okay, so back up with me. One person in the database, send out 3 promotions per month at 4.5 cents per message. Annual investment, $1.62 to reach out and touch them 36 times. If your average sale is $12, then I get an additional 3 transactions. It's going to be $36 of income. If you average 20% net profit from that gross income of $36, you're going to get $7.20 net. So how do you figure out your net ROI? Well, the equation's down here, but your ROI on that is going to be 344%. And then the question that I normally ask my clients is, okay, how are you doing in the stock market, right? Because that shows how incredible of a return on investment you can do when you're using marketing. So then I ask the question, or mobile marketing. So I ask the question, does that sound like a good investment to you? See, this is why we work really hard to put in the right point of sale campaign so that we can aggressively get those people into that database and get those extra transactions out of them throughout the year. We do that because the payoff is incredible. So that's the loyalty marketing side of what we do. Now, the other 2 components are about lead generation. But before we go into lead generation, let me just say one more thing about loyalty marketing. You know, we talk about the difference of cost. If you want to spend, for example, if you want to put in a direct mail flyer, direct mail piece into a zip code, maybe you're going to drop it into a couple of different zip codes, you know, you're going to spend $400, $600 perhaps to do that. Okay? And you're going to get 1 impression off of that piece. Okay, so you're going to send out that $400 to $600, you know, drop $400, $600 worth of marketing money to be able to reach out and touch somebody 1 time. Okay, and we're talking about spending literally $1.62 to touch somebody 36 times. And we all know that marketing is about impressions. Marketing is about getting your message out in front of their eyes enough times so that it builds that top of mind awareness and so that it drives that traffic back into your store. So when you just compare the 2, you know, direct mail marketing versus mobile marketing, again, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer in terms of cost. It's a no-brainer in terms of your open and read rates. It's a no-brainer in terms of which one is dramatically, orders of magnitude more effective for marketing. Okay, so that's the loyalty marketing side of what we do. Now, the other 2 components, again, are about lead generation. And to me, this is probably the most exciting part of all the strategies that we put in place, because it's here where we're literally going to steal business away from the competition. I'm talking about people who would normally go to Arby's, for example, that are now going to come to your place and try your food or try your service or whatever because you're making them an offer that engages them in a way that Arby's is not. This is the strategy that I was talking about at the beginning of this webinar, where we're able to increase your overall customer base by as much as 5 to 10% your first year. We do that by integrating mobile calls to action into all the existing forms of marketing that you're currently doing. And whenever I'm sitting down with a client after we have hammered out their point of sale strategy, is we then sit down and then we write out all the forms of marketing that they're currently engaged in. And that's also what I would encourage all of you guys to do as well, is sit down tonight, make a list of all the current marketing that you're doing. If you've got a marketing plan, even better. In fact, I hope you do have a marketing plan. And if you don't, by the way, SCORE has a great course on how to develop your marketing plan. I can let Michael talk about that one. But anyway, pull out your marketing plan, sit down, figure out exactly what are the forms of marketing that you're currently doing. What are the things that you're currently doing to pick up new business? Are you doing print? Are you doing mailers? Cards with information on them? Are you placing stuff in people's bags? Do you do radio, flyers, loyalty programs, public relation stunts, or whatever? Do you do event marketing, contests? Do you have a banner out by the road. Maybe you do car wraps or pizza box toppers or table toppers or school sponsorships or whatever. I mean, what's really cool about this second component of mobile marketing, this lead generation component, is that it really doesn't cost you anything. You're already paying for these other more traditional forms of advertising, and when we talk to our clients, we don't tell them that they should stop doing what they're doing. All we say is, let's put some strategic, aggressive mobile calls to action in what they're doing, and then let's use that traditional marketing to capture those leads, and then let's turn those leads into loyal customers. Excuse me. So when we talk to our clients, we don't say, hey, stop using your coupons. What we say is, let's add a mobile call to action on it, and let's get people to interact and use those coupons more effectively and more often. Let's get people to redeem them, and let's capture some leads off of those coupons. That way you can then market to them over and over and over again throughout the year, so that you can convert those people into new customers and get those extra transactions. So let's take that same coupon, right? Free medium cheese stick pizza with purchase of any crazy 18-inch pizza at regular price. Let's take that same coupon and then let's add a mobile exclusive offer to it that no one else gets. Let's make it an offer where it's so interesting that they've got to do it right now. So, for example, you put, free entree, instant environmentally friendly coupon sent back to your phone, and then when they opt in, have a text message that comes back and says free with purchase. On this one right here, we put text Gambino to 72727 and get the instant coupon sent back to your phone for what? Medium cheese stick pizza. Okay? And then when they get that text back, it could be a free with purchase, whatever it may be, whatever the offer is. And then we deliver a coupon code, right? Why? Because again, we want to be able to track the redemption rates off of this in our point of sale system, right? We want to know where this new business is coming from so that we can better track the effectiveness of that traditional advertising. So let's say, for example, you're running radio spots. When you integrate a mobile call to action in that radio spot, now instead of you touching a guy, say 7 times over the course of 6 months to a year, which you're spending a lot of money to do anyway, right? And you really never really know when your radio spot is being aired. You don't really know how effective it is or if people are even really responding to the ad. But if you put a mobile call to action in that, now when they hear your radio spot, they're going to hear that mobile call to action, and if they're interested, they're going to text in. They hear your radio spot one time, they engage with their mobile device, they text in, and then boom, you've got them in your system. You can now text them, again, 36 times or however many times it is, over the course of that year for far cheaper than you would spend to put that radio ad back on another time. Okay? See, now you can market to them throughout the year whenever you want to, at whatever frequency you want to, and say whatever you want at 5 o'clock p.m. on a Tuesday night, right when they're deciding what they want to eat for dinner. and you can do it at a fraction of the cost that it would take you to, again, market to them through another radio ad or some other type of media. So the question is, what is that sophisticated call to action that's going to make your customers pick up their phone and text in? Is it to get an instant video? Is it to see behind-the-scenes pictures or to get free tickets to this or that? Or to hear about some big event that's going to happen or to get something free? Whatever it is, let's create it. Let's integrate it into your traditional media, and let's pick up new leads that would have otherwise gone to Arby's, but now they're going to come to your place because, again, you've clearly communicated with them in a way that they want to be communicated with. Okay, through their mobile device. Does that make sense? Here's the really cool thing. When you use mobile, you can track the effectiveness of all of your advertising simply by using different keywords for each of your different marketing channels. So by adding a different keyword, for example, to each of your different radio spots, you can track coupon codes and your rates of redemption to better gauge which radio spots and which channels are bringing you the best ROI. You can get a much better idea of where your new leads are coming from, where your new customer acquisitions are coming from. That way you'll get a better idea of where you want to spend your future marketing dollars. Maybe you find out that, radio station A is performing better than radio station B because when they're texting in, for example, let's say your keyword is hair, and you're putting 2 radio spots out and you're using the keyword hair or hair 2, or if it's a newspaper ad, hair 3, if it's a television spot, hair 4, and you're able to track through our reporting in the back office and the back end exactly how those media or those marketing channels are performing. If they're not performing good, fine. If radio station A is not performing, fine. Cancel what you're doing with radio station A, take that money and pour it into radio station B. That way you can increase the effectiveness of your marketing. The cool thing is that you can measure it very effectively by adding mobile to what you're already doing. Now again, look at the math of just one new customer in my database that comes in through this lead generation marketing. If I bring in one new customer and I market to that lead 3 times per month for the next year, again, that's 36 messages that I can send that person, right? So 36 messages at 4.5 cents per message. It's a total investment of $1.62. And what I always ask my potential clients at this point is, if I get him to walk through your door and buy from you 1 time this year, would that be an ROI for you? In other words, if you have a potential person out there who's not your client, and we spend $1.62 to market to them 36 times, if they come in just 1 time and buy from you, is that an ROI? Well, 10 out of 10 times my potential client always says, well, absolutely, of course. I mean, unless they're selling like a piece of bubble gum or something, right? So it's going to show an ROI. And then I ask the question, okay, if you convert that person into a loyal client, what's the lifetime value of that client? Let's say your average ticket is $18. Let's say I get that one new customer to come in and buy from you 12 times throughout the year. If he becomes a loyal customer and buys from you once per month for the next year, because you keep sending him incredible coupons and offers, right, then that's $216. So you invested $1.62 and your ROI is $216 your first year off of that one new customer. What's the lifetime value of that new customer? It's a lot, right? But if I can pull in 10, 15, 20 new customers per month over the course of the next 2 years, I'm talking about literally adding thousands of dollars of increased revenues by adding 15 to 20 new customers per month. See, by adding mobile to your broadcast media, it captures leads. When I convert those leads into loyal customers, I can increase the customer base. And when I increase the customer base, I increase the average number of transactions over the course of that year. And when I look at the average annual ROI of that, it's really big money. See, on a cost per impression basis, mobile is so inexpensive, and yet it's the best lead generator of new business, and it's the cheapest cost of new customers more than any other type of marketing out there. And we call it new customer acquisition. And by the way, think about it. If you spend $1.62 to get one new customer, if you get one referral, okay, one extra visit, one extra transaction, it more than pays for itself. Okay. So we talked about 2 of the 3 legs so far. We talked about your point of sale strategy on one hand. We talked about integrating mobile into all the other forms of marketing that you're doing. And then the last component of new lead generation is integrating mobile calls to action on your website and your Facebook and Twitter, your social media. And with this one, it really honestly depends upon the monthly traffic that you get on your website. If your traffic is significant, if you're getting a few hundred hits per month or so on your website, then we can put a mobile call to action script right on your website where all people have to do is put in their mobile number, click the button on your website, and then automatically that number will be put into the database, and that person will get an automatic text sent back to their phone with your coupon or whatever it is that you want to send them from your website. See, one thing to keep in mind about delivering coupons through your website is that 3 years from now, there's going to be more people searching and landing on your website from a mobile browser than they will from a desktop or laptop computer. So they're going to be looking for your specials, they're going to be looking for your coupons as they're riding in the car or as they're playing on their iPhone or their Droid on their couch. And one of the things that's always irritating to me is that, when I get an email from Papa John's, for example, I love Papa John's, I get an email from Papa John's for a coupon, I can't use it there. I got to go home, get on my desktop computer, print it off, because obviously I don't have a printer hooked up to my phone, and a lot of times I just want the coupon right now. I want the coupon right when I'm on the road. So what I would prefer, instead of wasting paper and ink, would be an environmentally friendly coupon from Papa John's sent right to my phone digitally, and I can use it no matter where I'm at. And see, that's the cool thing that we can do for our clients. You don't want me to go home and print off a coupon. Why? Because you want me in a database so you can deliver your messages to me again on a Friday night at 5 o'clock, right when I'm trying to figure out what I want to eat. You don't want to put extra steps in between me having to go home and print off the coupon and bring it back to you. You want to be able to deliver it to me instantly so I can use it right then. And so you can capture my information so you can continue sending out those offers that will eventually increase your revenues. Okay? So, what we do, at least in our system, I can't speak for other competitors, but, we have a widget builder that is built right into your mobile platform that will generate the scripts that you need to integrate a mobile call to action form, and you can just copy paste it, put it right into your website, or have your webmaster put it into your website, or we can do it for you. That will give you that capability to accept phone numbers right off your website and be able to send auto text back to their phone. And of course, the cool thing is the way you promote it is you say, for our environmentally friendly web-only coupon, put your mobile number here. Don't print it out. Save paper. Enter your mobile number and get your instant coupon delivered right to your phone. Watch out for great deals from whatever your business name is. Standard Rate Supply. Okay? So after we create this point-of-sale campaign, after we integrate mobile calls to action with your existing media, after we integrate mobile with your website, as people are now texting into these databases that we've set up for you, then we're going to schedule out a promotional calendar with the right frequency of messaging based upon your business model. And we're going to send people engagements at exactly the right moment to your database. And what you're going to get is large amounts of conversion rates and referrals and whatever it is that you're wanting to accomplish in your business. So let's talk strategies for a moment. Let's say you go ahead and you get started today. You put a mobile marketing program in for your business and the way that we've been talking about. And let's say after we've put these strategies in place, we build up to 15, 20 people per day at your location. In 120 days from now, you're going to have over 2,000 people in your database. Now, with that many people in your database, we can do things like, for example, capture email addresses. If email is important to you and what you do in your business, we can add a step to the process to capture not only a person's cell phone number, but we can also capture their email address as well. See, whatever because what we can do is say for that point of sale program, when they text in to get their, whatever, we can add a step to the process where they get a text back that says to complete your request to get your free whatever, text back your email address to us and receive your instant mobile coupon. Then when they text back their email address, boom. Okay, we've now captured that also in your database. So it makes it a lot easier than trying to, write it down correctly, whatever. Here, the customer is voluntarily texting it to you, and it's captured right in your database, where you can then later export that to your email campaign software. Okay. The other piece of this is the social media aspect, and this is where the viral component comes into your marketing. Let's say here you are, you've got one location times 15 people per day over the next 6 months comes out to 2,700 people in your database. When I push a text message out to 2,700 to 3,000 people at 4:00 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon, when statistically most people are using Facebook, I can tell them that I've just posted an exclusive menu item or an exclusive special or exclusive pictures or video or whatever it is, and to get it, all they have to do is go to your Facebook page and like it. And in that text message, we can provide a link to your Facebook page. And when we do that, you get a lot more new likes on your Facebook page because you're getting them at just the right time. Again, that's key. Right as they're about to leave work, right as they're sitting in front of their computer, when statistically the Facebook traffic is at its very peak, boom, they get a text message that says, here, check this out, go to our Facebook page and like us. When you do that, you're going to double or triple your Facebook likes really in just a relatively short period of time, which of course is going to increase the viral component of what you're doing. Again, go back to what happened at Chick-fil-A. I mean, it just went viral. People were posting and reposting and posting and reposting, and it just went everywhere. And I would bet when the numbers come in, Chick-fil-A is probably going to post its most profitable day in the history of the company. I'm going to guess. It's my best guess. Okay, now, I want to take a moment and just briefly mention a strategy that we like a lot. And we talked about some of this a little bit earlier. But how many of you guys play around with apps on your phone? One cool thing that we do with every single one of our clients is we have the ability to offer them, along with their mobile marketing package, a mobile website, a mobile app. We highly recommend that all of our customers do this. Why? Because what if your business's app with your logo and your icon is sitting on people's phones? Do you think that that would help generate new business if your app was sitting on a few thousand people's phones? It does. And it also helps with building top-of-mind awareness. Look here, we can create a mobile app for you that will have a map embedded right in it that will take people right to your location. And you can put that in all your radio ads, in all of your forms of marketing. And on that app, you can deliver all kinds of detailed information like menus and specials and video content, coupons and pictures. And what we find is when we're able to deliver such dynamic content literally instantly to people's phones like that, it really helps drive those additional transactions and picks up those new customers. Excuse me. All right, guys. Well, before we wrap up tonight, let me show you this one more thing. Let's ask the question, okay, what is the long-term financial outlook if you use mobile marketing for your business? If you integrate mobile into your marketing efforts, what kind of effect is this going to have on your bottom line a year from now? Guys, it breaks down like this. Let's say you have one location and you're looking at adding 15 opt-ins per day into your database. You're going to do 3 promotions per month. with at least a 5% redemption rate. Again, that's the low end, right? And let's say your average transaction is, depending on your business, let's say it's $15 per transaction. Okay, we can change these figures very easily, but let's just say for this example, your average ticket is $15. And the cost per impression is going to be about 4.5 cents per text. So at the end of the first month, you're going to have 450 people in your database. And by the end of month 3, you're going to have over 1,300 people in your database. And by month 5, you're going to be looking at over 2,000 people in your database. Pushing a message to that 2,250 people is going to translate into 337 extra transactions per month. And listen, we're only counting people that we would be getting into your database with your point of sale program. This is only talking about the point of sale program. This isn't counting what you would be adding to the database with all of your other broadcast media. It's not counting what the overall long-term effects of increasing your customer base would be. It's not counting you building more brand recognition. It's not counting new customer acquisition or the lifetime value of a new customer. It's not counting the increasing of your social networks, your email databases. It's not counting any of that. All we're talking about here is 337 additional transactions per month from your current customers who buy from you already. That's top-line revenue increases, guys. You're still going to do your usual number of transactions per month. We're just going to add an additional 337 transactions to it. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, if your average transaction is $15, then that's an additional $4,758.75 in additional revenues per month. Now, out of that, of course, you're going to have to take out your costs, your discount fees, take out your investment into the mobile technology to be able to send out those 5,000 to 6,000 messages per month. But you're still left with cash in your pocket. Let's say you're, again, a food business. You would deduct off about 40%. For food costs, you take out a few $100s for the mobile technology, your franchise fees, your promotion fees, etc. Your overhead is already covered, right? Because your overhead is already being paid for by what you're already selling. So again, we're talking about top-line revenue here. So once you take out, once you take all that into account, again, just estimating here, just taking an example of a food store, you would be bringing home an extra $1,500 to $2,000 per month. So what I ask my clients is, okay, what do you think? If I increased your top line revenue by $4,700 per month, that would be putting around $1,500 cash into your pocket per month in about 4 to 5 months from now. Is that a good deal? Would that be significant to you? And most of my clients would agree that's a good deal. That's a significant return on investment. If you're a small business guy, that's the mortgage. That's helping pay for the kids' school. That's helping pay for the car note. That's a significant impact on a business, a small business budget. And when you start taking into account, actual redemption rates as opposed to just lowballing it like we've done here, 5%, and we start taking into account the actual rate of opt-ins and the return that you get on investment, when you figure that up, it's extremely significant. Okay. So what does it cost to get started in mobile marketing? Well, there's thousands of different mobile marketing companies out there, and all of them have their own, their different pricing schemes. With us, with our company, you can get started literally with a one-time setup fee of $99. And then our basic SMS package costs $59 per month after that. You get your first 600 messages included in that account. And we are one of the only mobile marketing companies out there that offers free keywords. Why is that? Well, because we believe in strategies. We don't believe in just making money off of you guys by charging per keyword. We know that if you're going to put in the right point of sales campaign, you're going to integrate this stuff into all your different marketing that you're doing,
you're going to want different keywords so that you can measure the effectiveness of what you're doing. So we don't charge for keywords. In fact, with every single mobile marketing package we sell, we include your first 10 keywords for free in your package. Now, if you want a mobile website and app, which again, we highly recommend using it as a part of your mobile marketing strategy, we charge a one-time setup fee of $99 and then a monthly licensing of the application for $15 per month. So for the whole package, just to get kicked off and get started and get all the strategies that we've talked about, we're talking about a $198 investment to get it all set up, and then just $74 per month after that. Now, we do have a promotion that we're currently running for those of you who go through this webinar, just for you guys. If you guys decide that you want to go with our company, with Cellogy, maybe you want to check around a little bit before you make a decision, that's fine. But if you guys want to go with Cellogy, then what we're going to do is we're going to waive all the setup fees for you. So you're going to get everything we've talked about, the SMS text package, the mobile website. You're going to get training. We're going to design your collateral materials for you. We're going to give you video training, tutorials, 10 keywords. We will fully manage your program and map out your marketing calendar for you so you don't have to touch a thing. You're going to get full support and ongoing training, ongoing consultation, and this is all you're going to pay right here, $74 a month. And then 60 days from now, when we send out a promotion, you're already going to be making money 4 to 1 over the initial investment. I guarantee it. And we've just barely got started in the program, and you're already on your way to the $40,000 of increased revenue your first year. All right. Well, if this sounds like a good deal to you guys, you can contact me at the phone number that you see here on the screen. And what we can do is we can set up a phone consultation to talk a little further about, what your specific needs are. All we do is we sign an agreement with you. We don't lock you into a contract. It's completely month to month, and we do that because we believe in performance. We are a performance-based company. If we don't do what we say we're going to do, then we know that you guys will certainly not do business with us. We know that if we come in and we do a good job, and we do what we're supposed to do, which is make you more money, we know that you're going to be happy with us. And the more money we make for you, the more money we'll make for ourselves. So we tie our success with your success in your business. All right, well, before we close out here, there's just a few more minutes before we wrap up. I want to get to our Q&A session. I think we'll have time to take a few questions. I did want to mention that I have a white paper that I would like to send you guys on what to look for in a mobile marketing company as you make your choice. There are a number of things that you need to consider before investing into a mobile marketing program, and this little white paper will help you get a real clear idea of what to look for when you make that decision as to where you want to invest your money. At the close of this webinar, I'll send you out a link in a text message. Okay, so if you've not already texted in, go ahead and do that. That way you will be able to get that free white paper. I'll send it directly to your phone. If you need, again, you can see it right here. Just text Cellogy1, and probably what we're going to do is we're going to put the keyword right here to 72727, and again, you will get that immediately following the webinar. All right. Before we open it up to a few questions, we first have a few announcements from SCORE. Now, here's where I thought we would just close out the webinar, guys. We could give SCORE announcements, do a QA session at this point, answer a few questions. And then at the end, just give a thank you. Thank you for taking some time to be on this webinar. And by the way, I just timed it. Let's see. Instead of a 1-hour free webinar, it looks like we're going to give an almost 2-hour free webinar. So here I was thinking that we weren't going to be able to talk for an hour, and we went to almost 2. So there you go. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to close out here. As you can see on my computer, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go to bed and get up and do it again tomorrow.
Good night, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.